Greetings. If you are watching this video, watching the rest of my series, you will know that I have just defeated the Black Dragon Kalameet, and I personally want to say to you that I am sorry. 22 minutes it took me to defeat him. And now here, I want to make up for that with this. I learned that Kalameet actually resists fire damage, and I am an idiot. So with this thing here, I'm gonna defeat him in a much more knightly fashion. And enjoy the show, I guess? Yeah. Let's take him down. Let's go. A dragon flies above the sky, out of the reach of the naked eye. made my peace. Black Dragon Kalameet has been defeated. First, let's take a look at the weapon that he dropped. The Obsidian Greatsword. I forgot to talk about it, or I couldn't talk about it because I didn't get it. This Greatsword, one of the rare dragon weapons, is formed by the tail of the one-eyed black dragon Kalameet, the last of the ancient dragons. The mystical power of his obsidian blade will be released when held with both hands. Luck would have it that we can actually hold it. An obsidian greatsword. Maybe that black flame that he has was a result of him being maybe corrupted by the abyss. That's why we could defeat him. He was also able to temporarily fly. Goth managed to wound him, but not enough to kill him. He was able to ground him, but he was able to fly just a little bit. He can't fly out of the basin. Well, this thing is just a regular greatsword, really, but if you use the heavy attack, it does that, and releases a area of effect. That's really cool. But other than that, it's pretty much just a run-of-the-mill greatsword. With that, I think next I will see you in the normal timeline where it took 20 minutes. I'll see you there. Right. Here we are. In what would become later the Darkroot Basin. Let's just pretend that the fight we had now is the real fight. Because honestly, if you know how to fight, if you have strong enough equipment, Kalameet is the best dragon, in my opinion, the best dragon boss I've ever seen in a video game. Actually, he's outdone by one other boss. But I don't think we'll ever talk about him, so... A dragon high above the sky, out of sight of the naked eye. We get some souls. There's an item over there. Let's go get it. You know what? I have a theory about Kalameet. If only Hawkeye were here. Yeah, if only. Imagine coming down here and not knowing that you could use help, get Hawkeye God's help to defeat Kalameet. You're doomed otherwise. Doesn't look like there's anyone down from there. From here we get Goth's great arrows. You wonder how long Kalameet was actually around here in Ulasil. We don't know. Maybe the reason that the Ulasilians woke up the primeval man is because they were being terrorized by this black dragon. It would make sense, because Goth says that even Anor Londo would not provoke the ire of Kalameet, assuming that he's a genuinely malicious creature, that he does want to hurt. And he was terrorizing Ulasil, so they felt like they thought that bringing in a Dark Lord, as Koth wanted to, would destroy the dragon and bring prosperity. Behind this waterfall, we get a chest. Inside this chest is a Titanite slab. This is one of 3 Titanite slabs that are given to you in the entire game. You only get 3. Other than that, you have to farm them off dark rates, and I don't feel like doing that. Right. I'll see you at Hawkeye Goth. Alright. Here we are back in the Colosseum. Before we speak to Goth, I have returned to this other timeline to speak with Kiran. We have not delivered the soul of Artorias to her. What happens if you say no?
You. Is that not the soul of the man who fell on this spot? He was a dear friend. I wish to pay proper respect with that soul. Would you be willing to part with it?
No, Kiran. I don't think I am willing to part with this soul. I want it. It's mine. You don't deserve it. Filthy gods. Doomed my species. No.
Yes, of course. I must not be presumptuous. Artorius would not have approved.
Right here, she thinks a while, and she says that Artorius would not have approved. Kiran was thinking of murdering us to get that soul. Well, we kissed her. We kissed your girlfriend right in front of your grave, Artorius. Now we're gonna kill her.
You humans, always taking what you please. Then I shall do the same.
The Dark Silver Tracer. She also has Undead Hunter charms. Don't you even think about it. She'll put up a fight. She's one of Gwyn's 4 knights for a reason. She can also inflict the wonderful status known as Toxic with her Dark Silver Tracer. So, be very afraid. Number 3. I'm gonna give her goodbye.
But how? You humans, my dear.
You humans. My dear Artorius. This confirms it. And she'll drop the Dark Silver Tracer and Gold Tracer on top of the Porcelain Mask and the Lord's Blade robes. We know about the Silver Tracers, let's read on her armor. Mask of the Lord's Blade Kiran, one of Gwyn's 4 knights. The Cyclops headpiece is common to all of the Lord's Blades, but Kiran was determined to earn this soft porcelain mask with a unique decoration of honor. The mask is lined with ivory locks of hair. The top, but the special mask, she won it. Because she's a mini god. A midget. Ivory locks of hair. Assassins of Lord Gwyn. I wouldn't say Dark Moon Knight. I wouldn't say like Blaze of the Dark Moon, but something similar. And the robe of Lord's Blade Kiran. A robe common to all of the Lord's Blades. These deadly women shift nimbly between layers of darkness, etching streaks of gold into the night air, and planting visions of terror into the minds of their targets. With their gold tracers, making their targets bleed out wherever they can find them. Enemies of the gods. Havel and his crew probably got caught by them. Goodbye, Kiran. You deserve what you got. Right. Now, we got a giant up there that I also would like to take care of. Right now. First, I think I'm going to rest at the bonfire. Because I'm going to kindle it. One more time. I want to have as much as I can get my hands on. Here we are, back at Hawkeye Goth's tower. Goth, we have defeated Kalameet.
Why, thou hast defeated Kalameet? Wondrously played. Lord Gwyn's blessing upon thee. That beast will never take to the skies again.
He's dead. For good. Lord Gwyn's blessing. Let's take a look. Well, let's talk to him. I need to take a good long listen.
Dragons shall never be forgotten. We knights fought valiantly, but for every one of them, we lost 70 of our own. Exhilaration, pride, hatred, rage. The dragons teased out our dearest emotions. Thou will understand one day. At our twilight, old thoughts return in great waves of nostalgia.
The dragons shall never be forgotten. That's true, because even though their age is ended, there are still those who worship them. The Path of the Dragon Covenant, for example. We knights fought valiantly, but for every one of them, we lost 70 of our own. Even these gods and giants, apparently, needed some kind of purpose in their life. Dragons teased out their greatest emotions. And he gets his nostalgia, shooting one more dragon from the sky. And a giant of all people telling us this. Hey, do you mind giving me that great bow, Goth?
This great bow? I shan't need it, but no dragons to hunt. I know not if a human could even operate it. But here, thy need outweighs mine.
Goth's great bow. We got his bow. And poor Goth here will just, in his retirement, will just sit here carving for the rest of his life. 'Cause he seems to have given up.
Farewell, proud human. May every honor be bestowed upon thee.
Thank you, Goth. The only one of your kind that's shown kindness to us humans. Let's take a look at what he gave us. First, I'd like to look at Goth's great bow. Great bow used by Hawkeye Goth of Lord Gwyn's 4 knights for dragon slaying. This bow is larger than even those used by the famed dragon slayers. Only their leader, Goth, had the strength to handle it. Special custom-made bow and a special custom-made arrows. I'd also like to take a look at those carvings that we picked up. Those are his. They're heads carved of arch trees by Goth in his imprisonment. Goth imparts an emotion to each and every completed carving, which helps him achieve personal enlightenment. When a head is disturbed, it speaks, reflecting the commotion conferred to it. This head says, "I'm sorry." Have another look. Isn't that an expression of atonement? This head says, "Very good." Does not appear quite jovial? This head says, "Thank you." Is this not a face of gratitude? This head says, "Hello." Do you sense the amicability in its eyes? Personal enlightenment. He's imprisoned. He didn't take residence here, someone locked him in, as told by the key. I'd like to show you these carvings, because I personally think they're very humorous. Where's the last one? Hello.
Hello! Thank you. Very good. I'm sorry.
Aren't these things amazing? I love them. I love the carvings. But you get them so late. Yeah. We don't really need them. They're mainly for comedic effect. You can't really do anything with them. We're gonna speak with Goth again. At a later date. Now, I'd like to head to the alternate timeline and do something dirty. Right. Here we are, back at the tower, with Goth. What I would like to do is equip my slumbering dragon crest wing so we produce no sound. Because I want to show you what happens if you feel a bit of hate towards Goth. I don't know why you would, but let's say you did.
Stop it, I say. Understand this. I wish thee no harm. Stop that. By the gods! So this is true human nature. Artorias is in your debt, but I'll leave us me little choice. May you perish for the good of all.
And Goth will attack you. I put on the slumbering dragon crest ring because he cannot see you. Completely silent. Can't see you at all. He'll just turn around, start looking for you. Do not mess with Goth, because he is stronger than he looks. It can crush you. You can just do a belly flop on you. And boy does it hurt. An elbow drop. Don't... Be prepared for a long fight. Cause Goth here is harder than some bosses. Can't see us now. Take a swig. Heal now. Oh god, that hurts. Don't want to get hit by anything he has to offer. He's one of the 4 knights and he will fight like one. Heal up now. He may not... Yeah, the only reason he could beat you is because he can still hear you very well at that. Heal again. He's going down. I think from here we can heal safely, because he can't hear us. Okay, he can hear now. I was wrong. Heal again. And that's that. Hawkeye Goth is dead. Don't worry, he'll still be alive in another timeline. Because we are not done with him yet. When you kill him, he drops Goth's armor. On top of his great bow. I was carving this. I'd like to read this armor before we go. Goth's armor. Armor of Hawkeye Goth, one of Gwyn's 4 knights. Armor donned by Goth since his days as a dragon slayer. The medallion, bequeathed by the Lord himself, and the dragon bone pauldrons are symbols of the highest honors. The highest honors, because he won those armors in the Battle of Stoicism. Goth's gauntlets, received as a decoration of honor, crafted of similar material to the gauntlets worn by the Silver Knights. And I'd like to take a long look at Goth's helmet. Helm of Hawkeye Goth, one of Gwyn's 4 knights, received as a decoration of knightly honor. A helm crafted especially for the honorable Hawkeye Goth. Only the eye holes were packed with tree resin by those who dismissed Goth as a brutish giant. That is the only reason he is blind. Goth is blind because his helmet is packed with tree resin. All he could have done was take off his helmet, and it would be fine. But why did he never, in who knows how long he's been here? I'm guessing the people of Lucille imprisoned him, because giants, all in all, are pretty dumb. But I don't know why he never thought of taking off his helmet once. Well, that's his character flaw. He simply could not see the obvious. He thought he was actually blind. In my belief, there are two reasons he would not take his helmet off. One, he knows his helmet, it's just because of the helmet. But he never took it off because he knows it was just a helmet. But this helmet Gwyn gave to him personally, distinguishing him from the stupidity of the rest of his kind. He wore it as a badge of honor, and he wanted to keep it as a badge of honor until the end of his days, to show to others that he is better than every other giant. And if it's not that, there's another idea. Hawkeye Goth is a Hawkeye. He can aim, he can kill a dragon blindfolded. Because of his eyes, he was able to contribute to Gwyn's cause. And since he believed that he was the eyes of Gwyn's army, he believed that this was punishment for him. For allying with one who would go against nature, Gwyn, with his first sin of linking the fire. His punishment, he believes it is. I don't know how canon this is, but I'm just gonna put that out there. And with that, I leave you. Next time on Dark Souls, we return to the original timeline and speak with Hawkeye Goth a little more, because he has something I'd like to hear from him before we return to our task of finding the primeval human. See you guys then.